Hello, this is English Language Arts at Kingswick High School, and this is Mr. Vard, and today we're talking about soap tone. Now, that's obviously not about soap, and we're going to really talk about this tool you can use to work with text. So let's look at our objectives and I go over a basic table of contents. What is soap tone? What do the letters stand for? Because obviously you're not just going to use them on their own. What are some helpful tips for using soap tone, and what are examples? What is soapstone? Soapstone is an acronym used to help people analyze, examine methodologically text, especially nonfiction text, but we use them all the time. If you take AP English, this used to be what we use. We now use something called Space Cats, but it's very similar. What do the letters stand for? The first one stands for subject. The second one stands for occasion. The third one stands for audience, then purpose, then speaker, then tone. It's pretty easy to remember, right? So the subject is the subject of the text. Should be between 1 and 4 words. It's not the same thing as a theme. It's even simpler than that. The occasion. What's the context of when it was written? What place, time, events, cultural considerations do you have to understand this text? Number 3, who's the audience? The audience changes how you write or how you speak. You speak differently to your parents than you do to your teachers, than you do to your friends. And so knowing the audience is important. What's the purpose? What's the reason the author wrote the text? To inform, to persuade, to entertain, to make fun of, to describe. The speaker, who's the author of the text? And then the tone, what's their attitude towards the subject? Subject, ask yourself, what's the main thing this article is about? A certain event, a concept, a product, a person or group of people, a place, and a political position or something else. Now, if you are writing a theme, the subject is half of your theme. And I'll get to that when we talk about themes. The occasion. What's the context of when it was written? When and where was this text written? What was the culture and the time and place? What was going on? And how is that going to help you understand the text? The audience. Was this speech given to a group of people? If so, they're the audience. Describe them. Was it an article? Consider the company that published it and who their readers are. Is it a private letter that is addressed to a specific person? In that case, the audience was meant to be one person, and you should know about who that person is. Avoid writing everybody. Though many writers would like their words to reach every set of eyes or ears, few of them really believe that they would. Really think about who the intended audience is and what insight that can give you into why something is written that way. Purpose. The reason the author wrote the text: to inform, persuade, entertain, make fun of. So, describe the purpose. To persuade an audience to do this or that. To entertain the audience by doing something. To teach the audience how to blank. To explain to the audience blank. To inform the audience about blank. The purpose always requires a verb and an answer to that verb. You blank to do blank. Speaker. It's a description of the author. If you have time, you might need to do some research. Find out the speaker's nationality, age, occupation, beliefs, and any other information important to knowing who the author is. If not, see what you can figure out for the text. If this is a fictional or satirical text, the author and the speaker may not be the same. That's also really important. But in a nonfiction text, unless it says otherwise, you can assume they are. Tone. The author's attitude towards the subject. That's how the author feels about it. It's different from the mood. The mood is how you feel about it. So the tone, it's how the author's attitude. Are they admiring? Are they callous? Are they diplomatic? Are they forceful? Are they formal? Are they jaded? Are they outraged? Are they satirical? Are they wretched? You can see there's literally, probably over 50 words here you can use to think about the tone. And then 4 examples. So this is something you can do this on. This is an old ad for cigarettes. All right. Lucky Strike cigarettes, 1950s ad. Audience, adult men. To convince the audience that they should buy Lucky cigarettes because they'd be better for your throat and your health. I know. They used to actually try to convince you in the 50s that cigarettes were better for your health. We all know that they're not, but it was the 50s. Speaker, Lucky Strike Company wants you to buy their product and make money, and what's the tone? Egotistical, arrogant, confident. Look at this one. Longtime TV host Regis Philbin dies at 88. July 25th, 2020, 4:16 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Author Matthew Schwartz, 2000. Square, Matthew W. Schwartz. Regis Philbin, the affable talk show host and a fixture of the small screen for decades, has died at 88 years. We are deeply saddened to share that our beloved Regis Philbin has passed away last night of natural causes, 1 month shy of his 89th birthday, his family told NPR in a statement. His family and friends are forever grateful that we got to spend, for the time we got to spend with him, for his warmth, his legendary sense of humor, and his singular ability to make every day into something worth talking about. They said, we thank his fans and admirers for their incredible support over his last 60-year career, and ask for the privacy as we mourn his loss. And what's our subject? Regis Philbin, what's the occasion? America in 2020, the coronavirus, Black Lives Matter, upcoming election at the time, a whole lot of context, right? Very recent too. Audience, Americans who keep up with news, fans and admirers, probably baby boomers and Gen Xers, let's be honest. So that's people above 40. Purpose, to inform the audience that Regis Philbin had died. Speaker, NPR, which is a trusted news source, and Matthew Schwartz, who is one of their reporters, and tone is mournful. All right, Shoulders of Giants, John Lewis, 1940-1920. So you can do this. I'm using examples that are also visual because you can use soapstone to analyze nonfiction that is not written. All right. So, subject is John Lewis and Black Lives Matter. Occasion, Black Lives Matter protests are going strong since George Floyd's murder. John Lewis had died during that time. Audience, Readers of the Week, which is a liberal newspaper. Purpose, to persuade the audience to join the Black Lives Matter movement and also avoid violence and to vote. Speaker, an online news audience, leans left liberal in America. Tone, relevant. So this is obviously a liberal cartoon. It's celebrating Black Lives Matter. It's also celebrating the life of the politician John Lewis, who was also a major civil rights leader and an avowed nonviolent activist. So they're also appealing not to be violent in this movement. All right, so there's a lot being conveyed in just that picture. Let's look at another one. This one's older. So you can see here we have the kind of talk that leads to attacks on troop ships. So we know the date is between 1939 and 1946, which is World War II. We know that it's from the National Archives of the United Kingdom. It's asking women never to talk about troop movement, and we don't know anything about the author. So the subject is spreading confidential military information. The audience is the Great Britain or the United Kingdom in World War II. The occasion is Great Britain and the United Kingdom in World War II. The audience is women, especially wives of military men who might know about troop movements, never to say them in public. The purpose is to warn women not to give out confidential information. Speaker, somebody who knows about a military, possibly a military leader, probably the government. And tone is frank and also slightly condescending to women. All right, and this is a tweet by Donald Trump from last year. You can read it on your own. These thugs are dishonoring the memory of George Floyd, and I want that to happen. Just spoke to the governor, Tim Walz, and told him that the military is with him all the way. Any difficulty, we assume control, but when the looting starts, the shooting starts. Thank you. Subject: looting, protest, and control. Occasion: after George Floyd's death, protests turned violent. People began looting, damaging property, and attacking police officers. Audience: his followers on Twitter, Americans, looters, these thugs. Purpose: to threaten his audience, that he will use military force to control them if they don't start looting. A speaker: Donald Trump, the current president at the time. Tough against crime attitude, always likes to assert dominant tone, is aggressive, and it also got flagged by Twitter. But you can see here that it's a very passionate response to things going out of hand in some of the George Floyd protests, and the president wants to stop that by pretty much any means legally allowable. Thank you, and you can leave comments below if you'd like. This helps you analyze all kinds of text, and I hope you find it useful.